Yeah, dude. I started skateboarding when I was 11 years old, and I made my first video when I was 15. I was just trying to make rad skate videos, and I was okay at skateboarding, but even back then I knew the best footage was of me slamming. When I graduated from high school, I went straight to the University of Miami, and all I wanted to do there was hang out at the pool and do dumb jumps off the diving boards, and of course ride my skateboard, and pretty much get fucked up all the time. It was back then when I started filming really stupid shit, like stopping elevators in between floors and pissing in them. I really wasn't big on going to class. Like, honestly, the only time I ever went to the library was to rappel off of it. I knew I was failing my classes and that I wasn't going to last in school, so I came up with the idea to become like a crazy, famous stuntman. And I started doing legitimately gnarly stunts, like dangling off of 12-story balcony railings by my bare hands. And like, while I was doing all this dumb shit, I was pretty much drunk off my ass the whole time.
Lucky you didn't lose your bid, huh? Totally lucky, dude.
It was when I got caught on the roof of the 12-story dorm building I lived in that they kicked me out of it. And from that point on, I was homeless, just sleeping on people's floors and getting super fucked up.
Steve doesn't know what's going on.
Once I was homeless, it became even more important to me to film super disturbing, crazy shit.
Steve-O's dead and there's gonna be trouble.
I also got injured quite a bit, and sometimes seriously fucking badly, you know? But at the same time, I was working super hard to develop legitimate skills. And the truth is, I taught myself how to do some pretty damn cool stuff. After a few years of that, I started getting really confident. And then in 1997, I showed up at a skateboard convention with a videotape of all my best stunts. It was like me doing handstands on moving cars and flips off of bridges and off of buildings into super sketchy shallow pools. I was doing fire-breathing backflips, and of course a bunch of skateboarding as well. And I walked around the convention, going to booths that had television sets, and ejecting their tapes and putting in mine. And everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Fuck off. But then I went to the booth for XYZ Clothing, which was a super reputable company because everybody knew it was started by the legendary skateboarder Danny Way, the guy who's famous for jumping out of helicopters and doing all these amazing world record stunts. When I played my video on the XYZ booth, the guy in charge of it, Tommy Caudill, was like super stoked about it. He says, is that you? And I'm like, yeah. Then he asked me if he could put me in his next video. We got super drunk, and at the end of the convention, instead of breaking down the booth, Tommy destroyed it all, left it there, and gave me all the clothes. So all of a sudden, I was sponsored by XYZ, and I was more stoked than ever to film dumb shit. My stunts started getting better and better, man. I was doing all kinds of crazy shit with fire, and like, XYZ was the first company to show me to the world. While all that was going on, I auditioned for Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College, and I got in, which was a really big deal. It was harder to get into statistically than Harvard. And right before I went to clown college, I did one of my fire stunts. I got burned terribly, and that got me noticed by the guys who started Jackass. So I went off to clown college, and I'm finally getting some recognition for my stunts. And becoming a clown really helped give me momentum too, because like everybody thought that was hilarious. Once I started making some money, I was stapling it all over myself. And then, of course, Jackass came out, and I was wearing XYZ logos all over MTV. And the rest, I guess, is history. But, of course, Danny Way and I both went on to do way bigger stuff. And then recently we got together and we decided, let's breathe some fire back into XYZ. So the first thing we did was crash a car, which went terribly or awesomely, depending how you look at it. And now we're planning more crazy shit with the XYZ games coming up. And I'm asking you to show some support by going to xyzclothing.com. It's how I got famous. Phew.